Hey, happy Friday to you. It is October 29th and time for this week's Friday Funnies and our special Halloween edition. You can tell we got all dressed up for this one. Eddie, he wanted to dress up like a skeleton. And me, I am dressed as Orphan Annie's biological father. Overall, though, I just can't believe that it's the end of October already. It seems like summer was just 2 weeks ago and winter's got to be at least 6 months in the future. Now, you can call me anachronous if you like, but that may not be the right word. Instead, just call me confused. Because with Halloween and Election Day so close together, the convergence of these two has made for the perfect storm of confusion. So to add to your bewilderment, here's this week's top news. All right, let's start out in Williston, North Carolina, where police arrested a man who pulled out a .45 caliber handgun and shot a urinal. Yeah, a urinal. The man was in Whispers Bar, and he pulled out his gun and shot the urinal. I don't know what caused the confrontation between the man and the urinal. I suspect that either alcohol or the elimination thereof had something to do with it. But my real guess is that the guy was frustrated at his failure to hit the cigarette butt in the urinal. So he pulled out his gun, and he taught that urinal a lesson. From here, let's go to Uniontown, Pennsylvania, where a guy called 911 to complain about being ripped off. That's right. He had just purchased some marijuana, which turned out to be less like pot and more like oregano. So he called the cops to complain. Well, this man is what we call a monumental moron. But even worse, the cops can't even arrest him for marijuana possession because he didn't have any marijuana. Just oregano. So instead, they cited him for over-seasoning. All right, from here, Missoula, Montana is our next stop. A man up in Missoula robbed a bank and then made his getaway in a taxi cab. He went in, stuck up the bank, walked outside, hailed the cab, and said, "Take me to my hotel." Well, since everybody saw him, the police were called and they were told to find cab number 1726. So when the cabbie arrived at the hotel, the guy paid the fare, tipped the cab driver $5, very, very generous, got out of the cab and into the waiting handcuffs of police. Now it's time for a Friday Funnies favorite with a special twist on it this week. This week, we're looking at wedding news from around the world. Our first stop, Taiwan. Chen Wei-yi. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that, although I doubt if Chen is watching this. Anyhow, Chen Yi-wei is a 30-year-old woman in Taiwan who's going to get married in a few weeks to herself. She said she's facing social pressure to get married, but she still hasn't found the right guy, so she's decided to marry herself. It's going to be a rather small wedding, only 30 guests, and then afterward, she's going to honeymoon in Australia by herself. Personally, I wish the happy couple all the best wishes, although you know that a divorce is imminent because marriage never works out if you're too much alike. All right, from here, let's have more wedding news in Homs, Syria. Wedding bells are also going to ring in Homs, Syria when Hala weds her fiancé Khalid. But the bells may not ring for a while because Hala is 3 years old. And her fiancé? Oh, he's 5. They met when their families were on vacation, and that wacky kids just fell in love, and Khalid asked Hala to marry him. Now, to their credit, they know they're too young to get married now, so they've decided to wait 10 years when he's 15 and she's 13. And that should make a world of difference. I think this wedding could last forever. Or at least until the senior prom. All right, we've got one more story for you this week, and it's a new feature, something I call Definition of the Day. Definition of the Day. In suburban Los Angeles, a man attempted a robbery using a fake gun. Well, the guy he was trying to rob recognized it as a fake gun, wrestled it away from the man, and then just beat the robber silly with his own fake gun. The definition today? Irony. Irony. Yeah, All right. Hey, that's all I have for you this week. Have a wonderful Halloween, and please remember to vote on Tuesday. It is your right, it is your duty, and if you don't vote, you have no reason to complain. So, for that reason alone, it's worth your vote. I'm voting, Eddie's voting. We're going to do it several times. You do it too. And I'll see you next week.